Tonight in our original series, Project Home, some help for homeowners.
Yeah, unemployment claims in California are at record highs, which of course makes paying those monthly bills almost impossible for many.
And Susie Steimle spoke to some industry experts about what you need to know if you cannot make your mortgage payment.
More than 1 million Californians have already filed for unemployment. That massive loss of income has many wondering how to pay bills that are due next week. Attorney Daniel Bornstein is watching that trickle up to homeowners.
Well, what about those owners who are dependent upon rent in order to cover their mortgage, in order to cover their property tax payments, utility bills, and what have you?
He represents small landlords in San Francisco. Many are not expecting to receive rent payments, which means they in turn might have to default on their mortgages.
Some of the penalties that arise when you're late in paying a mortgage or you're late in paying property taxes, I would like to see that proactively waived across the board so that there's a more shared understanding of the risk involved.
There is a lot of help being offered to homeowners. California put in place protections first, but the stimulus package adds to it. It protects your credit. You can defer one payment and request contract modifications for the next 120 days. There's a grace period on mortgages for up to 180 days on federally backed mortgages. Foreclosures and evictions have been stayed for 60 days. Renters, if your landlord is not paying their mortgage, you cannot be evicted, charged late fees, or asked to vacate for 30 days. For the next 120 days, your landlord can also not take legal action against you for non-payment of rent. But in most cases, this relief only applies if you can prove your financial impact is a direct result of COVID-19.
Without question, don't just stop paying your mortgage. That bad things happen there.
Chris George is the president and CEO of CMG Financial. He says your lender is where you need to start. Most questions can be answered online. And if you can prove your finances have changed because of the virus, you will likely qualify. But you will also have to be patient.
Be prepared for right now, there'll be a pretty significant wait.
The same is true for property taxes, which are still due on April 10th. You can apply for a hardship exemption, but determining who qualifies for property tax relief will likely take up to 6 weeks.
The biggest impact near term has just been confusion.
Keith Robinson is the Chief Strategy Officer with Next Home Realty. He's been tracking what the lockdown means for California's real estate market. He says there is a small silver lining for people looking to buy.
There will be buyers who were somewhat locked out of the market due to competition that could find something for themselves, or if they felt comfortable taking action, could have an opportunity in the coming weeks and months.
California's housing shortage largely protects it from the volatility of the market, but things will likely cool off to some degree.
Has there been a decrease in demand in the last week? For sure. There are people who were looking 10 days ago that are not looking today. There are sellers who were planning on selling 10 days ago that are not selling today.
As for those who are struggling to pay, George says there's a silver lining there too. The crisis has forced the industry to get creative.
The consumer is going to have a lot of options on how they're going to repay those payments that they didn't pay. It goes all the way from, okay, I'm back at work and I can pay the payment, all the way to amortizing that payment over a series of months, all the way to adding that payment to the end of their mortgage. So there's a lot of optionality for them to be able to come up with that payment.
As always, documentation is crucial here. So first, before you miss a payment, you should have documentation as to why you cannot pay, and then reach out to your lender and document that you did reach out to your lender. That makes it much more likely that any kind of a late payment would be forgiven. Ken?
This is really interesting. You mentioned property taxes. Some people have that impounded with their regular mortgage payment, and the mortgage companies pay their taxes. But how will property tax relief actually work?
So that's a little bit murkier. It depends on which city, which county, and how they're doing it. One of the best pieces of advice was from Contra Costa County on their website. They're taking sort of a proactive approach, and this is specific to Contra Costa County, but they're actually telling people to be delinquent on your taxes, which is probably painful for some people to hear, but they're not opening up a portal on their website until April 11th. And then they're going to take all of those claims.
And in all cases, we should tell people, most likely this is not going to be forgiven. You are going to have to pay these things one way or another at some point in the future, right?
Exactly. So if you can pay, you should be. It's most likely forbearance, meaning at some point you will have to pay.
All right. Susie, thank you for that. And keep sending your stories and your ideas to Project Home at CBS.com. See all of Susie's reporting on our website.